does feel like LGD, even when they get these leads, don't really know how to do anything with them.
All right, well, it's been this time that gets the Renekton for himself and SofM with an early Lillia pick. We talked about SofM getting the counter picks in the jungle, but he's happy to go for this blind.
Yeah, and I mean, look, you're going to probably see something like the Kindred of the Graves come in over here for Peanut. We'll go towards the Kindred. Lillia is a champion that does struggle when you can get in and invade her, so maybe we can see Peanut, especially with the help of Xiye on the Zoe, get in and cause a bit of disruption for SofM, but you've gone for an AP mid, or jungler, you can go towards Lucian in the mid, and now that priority that you're hoping to play through from Xiye's side is completely gone.
And Angel has a lot of ability to play in the early game. When you think of Angel across the course of this year, it's been things like the Azir that really stood out to me. But over in summer, he moved away from more of these late game carries, went towards things like the Zoe, Orianna, the Syndra. Now bringing a Lucian, which is a super early game power spike champion.
And we know that this was expected. LGD in the 3rd, 4th place match actually banned this every single game against Angel. Now it's managed to slip through along with SofM bringing out this Lillia. So I'm excited to see what Suni can do. And with the way that this series has gone so far, LGD not being able to punish early aggression, I feel like they can look to scale in towards a super strong mid game off the back of these 2 picks.
Thresh going to be banned away from Mark here. Is Ezreal taken off the board? Huanfeng does not get that comfort that he's used to. And Ashe is the answer from Suning, as they may well be leaning towards the Jhin. Huanfeng, he was one of the early adopters of the Jhin in the LPL.
But the thing here is that LGD have gone towards a super late game composition. Like, you're looking at a double AD carry build, you've got this Ornn, they've got the Zoe here as well. Like, when we get to the late game, they are going to be incredibly strong. So I wouldn't be surprised to see Kramer go towards something that's a little bit more late game orientated, or even towards something like the Senna. Just try and facilitate all the damage that's already here on the LGD side.
Jhin we talked about going to be hovered, and you'd expect that one to be locked in. It is kind of the standard at this point, especially once Caitlyn, Ashe, Ezreal are banned off the board. Even often before the Ezreal is going to be locked in, and now up to the side of LGD to see what they do go for in that moment.
I want to look at this combo though, because you're looking at Jhin and Lillia. This is such a potent combo where you can get that long-range bowling ball from the Lillia in towards something like a Deadly Flourish, which then can set up for some of these really nice pick potentials to come through on Suni's side. So you got to be very careful in LGD how you approach this, and as we talked about, Senna being hovered here from Kramer, looking good, at least for the style of team fight LGD are looking.
I've just pictured something in my mind there, Dagda. Huanfeng goes for the curtain call as SofM gets sleep on multiple people in range, just pops the sleep on each and every one of them like shooting tin cans off of a shelf. We'll see if that can happen though as we get across the game here. As you rightly say, Kramer going with the Senna. The Tom Cage Senna, this is something that we've seen 1,000 times before in the bottom lane, but Mark actually going more aggressive. Get some hard engaged for the team. Yeah,
and look, I think this is a nice job here on LGD's side. I actually like the draft that they've gone for, because as you talked about, look, you've got a very burst-heavy composition coming through on Suni's side between this mid-lane Lucian, who tends to build much more AD-focused rather than sustained damage-focused. Lillia as well, who wants to go in with this big watch-out Eep. The 4th shot from Jhin. When you look at the way Suni wants to play, LGD have a lot of answers. You've got healing coming through from this Senna. You've got the deniability of the deaths coming through on Peanut as well. Plus this great engage tool, which allows them to jump in on top of Suni. So at least if LGD can make it to this late game, they have answers for what Suni want to do.
I just want to, this is not really that important, but I just want to say, okay, Suning drafted in the exact order of their draft. They didn't have to do any trades. That was incredibly satisfying to watch. But one thing I will say as well is the level 1 on the side of Suning is real scary. With a Braum and a Lucian, I could easily see Suning going for an invade here.
Yeah, I would be very surprised if they didn't, especially as you have, well, Braum, amazing, but also when you look at the side of LGD, you don't really have anyone that's particularly strong in these level 1 invades, apart from Ornn, who could maybe get a multi-man knock up with the Searing Charge. But even then, I'd still give it pretty heavily in favor of this Suning side.
Honestly, at this point in the series, with how the first 2 games have gone, it didn't really matter on the draft. I'd give it the way of the Suning side, because they are just looking dominant in LGD. They felt like they've not known quite where to go, how to do this one, and with LGD having this Leona for Mark, maybe this is what they needed. We're lunching on the Ornn in that top side as well. Having that hard engage when we get to the team fights, maybe, just maybe, we can see the prevalence and the experience of this roster.
Well, the thing here for Suning is they've got a great opportunity here. 3 winning lanes that they can look to play through if they want to. Like, I want to see if Suning can try and force this aggression with SofM having so much control from his lane states.
Well, we're heading into game number 3 of our Day 1 regional finals here. It's Suning against LGD, 3rd place versus 4th, and Suning 2-0 up are on the cusp of getting to Worlds.
I never know if we're going to get the Gyos or not, so
yeah,
I'm kind of hovering for a second.
It's tentative. It's tentative at best. We're getting onto the map, though. Game number 3 here, Suning are blowing LGD out of the water in this series. LGD fans across the world are in an absolute state right now, and I can't say that I blame them after they've had such a damn good split. They're at the final hurdle here, and they will have another lifeline. There's a lower bracket for them to fall to, but Suning, they're looking to get home in a hurry at this rate.
Well, at least when we look at Suning, they've got a composition that can definitely get off the bat nice and early. SofM opting for this Dark Harvest build, so you tend to go with the Dark Harvest into something like the Nimbus Cloak as your secondary, foregoing the phase rush, and instead looking to be a heavy damage dealer in these fights as he scales up those Dark Harvest hits.
SwordArt moves in with the sweeper to make sure that they can get some vision. Xiye tries to hit with a paddle star, won't quite connect. And Peanut might just be forced out of his own jungle here. That was nice from Angel to clear the vision, but it looks like Suning perhaps will back away. No, I'm wrong on that one. SwordArt steps back in. He's happy to tank up as Huanfeng moves in. They've got a pinch going, and they're looking for Peanut. SwordArt happy to be that aftershock as the concussive blow is stacking onto Mark, forces the flash. In the meantime, Bin is 1v1ing the enemy jungle and forces him out. This is just sheer dominance already for Suning. This will be SofM's 3rd camp.
And this is the issue now. Peanut has nothing on this bot side. He's going to have to go towards his top. SofM can do a very quick transitional through mid and then move and contest on this top side. Only issue, though, is with Bin teleporting so late, it will mean that Langx can move across early. Either way, though, 3 quadrants of the map belong to SofM.
And a bot lane as well. Kramer's in trouble here. Will take a bit of damage, but not quite enough to finish anything off. Not enough to burn any summoners in the bottom side.
Great start here from Suning, and as we talked about, Suning, a composition that really wants to hit home in this mid game with the Lillia, with Angel as well on this Lucian. So their ability to get off the ground here in this early game and set themselves up already with a 400 gold lead is looking pretty damn good.
And it has to be said that when we think about these two teams, when we set up who these teams are at the start of the day, it was LGD that we expected to be the ones trying to put their best foot forward and get an aggressive early game going. This time around, it's Suning with a much more aggressive composition, especially this Lucian in the mid lane. You expect Angel to really be trying to stress stuff this game.
Yeah, Angel is going to be able to control this lane so well against Xiye. Even especially when he hits 6, does have that kill pressure available if he's able to set up a nice culling. The bigger issue here is that with Xiye no longer having control of this mid lane, this kindred pick just falls off a cliff. You can't get in to try and invade the enemy jungle when you've got 3 losing lanes, and it makes it a lot easier for SofM to control Peanut's marks.
SofM's a level up as well, so likely we'll be able to win the 1v1. Bin's in a bit of trouble as he gets bonked by the hammer along Xing. But SofM definitely will grab himself this Scuttle Crab. Has the smite available if he needs it, but there's not even enough of a contest from Peanut to deem that worthy. Now Peanut moves towards his top side, but he's spotted on a ward. He'll try and clear that away. I don't know if you can really contest for camps. Bin needs to be careful.
He can
Oh, Zenith played at the bottom side here as Huanfeng has to use the cleanse to get out of the play. Now turning it around onto Mark, but nice little sidestep to get away from the roof.
So you can actually contest camps here as Peanut simply because of how low Bin is, but we'll have to wait and see as they're actually looking to try and poke underneath this tower.
Not going to be able to do it too well as Bin able to sweep up most of that CS. Peanut taking a good chunk. SofM is 2 levels up in the jungle right now. We are 4 minutes in, and he's flashing over the wall to try and find Peanut, who still has his own flash. That's now forced out. Another advantage for SofM.
And now where do you try and go as Peanut? SofM has already backed. He's going to be able to move down towards his bottom side as well.
Look at the CS numbers. They are reversed right now. 13 to 31. We got a symmetrical scoreboard in the jungle, and SofM, he's loving life.
And this is the biggest thing is this Lillia is trying to just get around uncontested. Use this super fast clear speed. If you end up in a situation where you've got someone who can try and duel against you like a Lee Sin, you really struggle. However, with a 2-level lead and already getting a couple of these Dark Harvest procs rolling in her favor, SofM is just going to be able to take over this jungle matchup and have full control of wherever he goes.
And that'll be the question, though. Where does he go next? Peanut will grab this bottom side scuttle crab. You can see SofM on his gromp in the meantime. That'll be the first stack of the game for Peanut. So keep your eyes on the bottom left when we do look at this kindred on what he's able to do to get towards those 4 stacks. But again, I already mentioned the 2-level lead in that jungle. It could only get worse from here as well with the way SofM's playing. And
especially with how fast Lillia clears, plus all those advantages, it's not looking good for Peanut trying to get those stacks, but we'll have to see if he can maybe use the brief timing windows like he did on that bottom side with Kramer Mark finding that push in and moving over to help at that scuttle.
Lunching on the top side of the map here. He's getting close to level 6 himself as we move over to watch SofM clearing towards the top side. Both top laners have their flashes available, but it could be something that SofM can look towards.
I imagine here SofM is just trying to farm. Like, this is a composition that very heavily wants, like, the Essence Reaver and the Manamune completed on towards Angel. You want Huanfeng to have the Stormrazor Rapid Fire Cannon completed. So these are the big ticket items that we're waiting on Suning to complete, and the likes of Leandri's Torments.
This is nice from Bin. Waits for the Bellows Breath before going for the stun there. Nice trade in the top side. But yeah, you're absolutely right. Waiting for a couple of items to go on through before they can really just force fights. But Bin, in the meantime, you don't need items for this to be a great matchup for Renekton. Now Dominus pop because SofM is off towards the top side himself. He can go for the Lilting Lullaby if he wants to. There's the sleep, but Bellows Breath blocks it. It's not going to matter. First blood to the croc.
Yeah, I mean, look, he's sleeping with the fishes now. Langx sent back to base. You're already getting these turret plates taken by Bin. And once more, Bin is dominating Langx in this top lane. The matchup favoring this Renekton, Langx going towards the Ornn for the team fights, but this lane phase is going to be a struggle from now on.
Yeah, I'm just nervous about whether or not LGD can make it to the team fights. Because look at the gold. We're 7 minutes in. There's only 1 kill, but that's not going to stop Suning racking themselves a 2,000 gold lead already. That jungle CS difference isn't getting any better. We've got one building up in the top lane. We've got one building up in the mid lane as well.
And I didn't expect SofM to just school Peanut this entire series.
No.
Like, SofM has been fully in control. Peanut now trying to see if he can sneak away the dragon, but as you can see, level 4 to level 7, he needs a lot of help.
2,000 on the dragon. You can see SofM moving over, but I think this should go down before he can reasonably get here. Looks like he's going to concede that and go towards his wolves instead. Peanut will be able to finish it off.
Like, it's nice that you're getting dragon. But the thing for Peanut is that the experience that you get from Dragon isn't oftentimes worth the amount of time invested, especially as Peanut was only level 4. So SofM is using this time. He's cleared his wolves. He's now double clearing these 2 camps as well, and he's going to be able to move towards this top side. He's just outpacing Peanut once more, and now you're just getting into this point where, cool, first dragon goes across, it's a cloud, Suning pick up the rest, and there's nothing Peanut can do.
And like SofM, he's level 7, he's heading towards level 8, while Peanut hasn't even got his ultimate yet. Like, this is a kindred without Lamb's Respite available. We are getting to a point where SofM is so damn far ahead. You can see he's already finished his Runic Echoes in the jungle. Peanut's not even got his completed jungle item.
I don't know what Peanut's going to do, and especially as a kindred, like, we talked about LGD having the late game with this double AD carry build. You got a lot of damage coming through from Xiye. Xiye right now is having to babysit Peanut so he can get some of this farm back in his favor for going his own lane state, and it's not going to get any easier. And that late game where maybe LGD can win out is taking a lot longer to get to than expected.
SofM gets to start this Herald off, and it's not often that you see in a professional game that the Herald is not contestable on just gold lead alone. But, like, there is no way Peanut can step up to this objective with SofM, who is now 3 levels ahead, by the way. And I feel like we're just harping on this jungle matchup, but with this kind of lead, you have to.
Well, let's move it over to the lanes, right? Because without jungle intervention, Bin continues to win, Angel continues to win. You can already see those CS leads starting to gain favor, and there's the kill pressure we're talking about. Xiye, though, able to get away from the culling.
Yeah, had this spell book, so heals himself up there. We'll be all right in the end. And Bin getting behind the tower. Herald in the pocket of SofM. Let's bear in mind, Bin already got 3 plates on this one, so the Herald will finish this one off. And Langx, he's got flash, but he knows he's in trouble here. He knows there's no way out of this one. Tower goes down, and Bin begins the chase. There are no teammates nearby. Langx being put in the dumpster by Bin.
And there's nothing you can do. SofM, he's got true damage. You got the CC galore of both these players. SwordArt's just here, rooting them on from the sideline, going, you got this, guys. It's an easy pickings. And Suning are once again decimating LGD. And Third, fourth was a 3-0. I don't know, but this is looking fairly similar.
Yeah, we're at 10 minutes. The top lane towers has already gone in favor of Suning. They are 4,000 gold ahead. And the crazy thing to me is how effectively they have built this gold lead for themselves when they've only taken one tower across the map, when they've only got 2 kills. They have a 4,000 gold lead. That is just incredible.
It's a 30 CS lead for SofM at 10 minutes into the game. He is 3 levels above his lane opponent, or his jungle opponent right now, and he is matching the levels of his own solo laners. That is how far ahead SofM is. He has taken everything on this map, and usually where the jungler starts to fall behind at this point, he's so far ahead.
You know, coming into playoffs, if we go back a couple of weeks, when I think about these two junglers, if you told me that we were going to go to the regional finals and the series would be won on jungle diff, I would not have believed you if you told me it was SofM coming out on top. But Peanut is not performing here today. And SofM, he feels like he has transformed as a player over the course of the summer split. He's only got better and better. And now we're seeing just this beautiful peak here in the regionals.
Yeah, and now it's like, all right, well, Bin winning, Angel winning. Right, one lane that isn't quite there yet is Huanfeng, so let's invest in that bottom lane. TP, though.
And Langx wants to invest in this bottom lane as well. Huanfeng is just going to flash away from this one. Dodges everything. Will just about survive. No, he won't. That ain't no projectile. SwordArt does nothing about it. So Kramer grabs himself a kill.
LGD realizing, look, this last bastion of hope is this bot lane. We need to do something. TP down to the bottom lane where the brief moment where Bin can't threaten that tier 2. They do get that play. They get some gold in Kramer's favor, but it feels like a drop in the ocean of the lead of Sunni.
Yeah, in the meantime, Bin gets some free time to just shove away in this top side of the map. Won't be able to get the tower for himself, but it's another wave that we're going to see missed on the side of LGD. And he'll still get some time to get a bit of a split push going.
And now Sunni will be able to secure this second dragon for themselves, the mountain. And honestly, at that point, then you're looking down at either an Infernal or an Ocean Soul. So Sunni are going to be able to put so much pressure towards these dragons, but LGD struggling to answer.
Now we look at SofM moving into the enemy jungle here. And LGD wondering if they can contest at all. Trouble Bubble not going to land as that's a solar flare onto SwordArt, but he's a tanky old guy. Slumber comes through onto the kindred as Mark is just hung out to dry by the rest of his team. And now they can move straight towards the dragon that you mentioned before. Angel didn't even need to move over to the fight.
LGD didn't expect Bin to be there. They thought, hey, look, he's got teleport, he'll battle against Langx, but Sunni are happy to give over some of these turret plates to the Ornn. It's only getting him back into...
Good damage out of Xiye there in the mid lane, but Culling is going to answer all of that. And Angel now has Xiye in burst range, but bear in mind, that is an ignite on the Zoe. There is a lot of threat on both sides.
There is an opportunity here for Sunni to go for a play on this bottom side, though. As this wave collapses, you've already got SofM who's in a position to make these moves, and I want to see SofM at this stage now getting more impactful in this bottom lane, because...
Here we go. Curtain Call comes in. There's a TP being channeled from Bin that we've mentioned was already available here. Kramer gets under the tower. Fourth shot will land onto the AD carry. Now for the dive. The minions aren't here, but you know what? Bin is happy to tank this one up. SwordArt goes down, though. Nicely done by Kramer. He answers with his own life, but it's 2 for 2 on this one. Now Peanut arriving, trying to answer onto Bin. Huanfeng moving over as the Renekton ready in the brush. You don't want to face check a crocodile.
No, you do not. And a bit unfortunate for SwordArt there as Bin didn't actually manage to connect with the slice and dice thanks to the flash from Kramer, so SwordArt ends up tanking up. Sunni do get the tower though, they get the double kill, and they're trading turret plates for one turret plate for Xiye, which isn't ideal, but it's a plate. And Langx, I mean, it doesn't matter how many plates he gets.
Kramer played this so beautifully, able to get the first kill right off of the bat as Bin goes underneath the tower. SwordArt just annihilated.
Yeah, really well played from Kramer, and if there's a standout player on LGD this series, it has been Kramer. Every single game, he has been the one that's trying to carry, having good score lines, getting towards those items at the right point in time, but it's just LGD not actually able to support him. Sitting 3-1, Manamune completed, Zeal for that rapid fire underway as well, but Kramer's not going to hard carry as a Glacial Augment Senna.
Well, he's going to need to, because he's 3-1 right now, and he got a whole bunch of shutdown gold as well, because bear in mind, he got that kill onto SofM, which is going to be crucial for him, as he has already got that Mana Moon. But will be able to escape with the Curse of the Black Mist there, which I have to say, always reminds me of Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah.
Like, that, I feel like that was directly just taken from the name of that movie. I don't know. I don't know. I don't really know what to say here for LGD. I don't know how they come back from this one. They do have a lot of late game potential, but even that trade, right? It goes 2 for 2, but the tower still goes the way of Sunni. They still get all of those plates for themselves. Langx will be able to at least get 1 tower in the top side.
They need to try and preemptively go towards where Sunni are going to angle up next. Like, you've got Rift Herald there, but Peanut's already decided, hey, look, I'm going to back towards the bottom side. I would have preferred if LGD had gone back earlier, made a play towards Bin in the top side as they were getting that tower down, then maybe you can take a fight as a numbers advantage. But at this stage, you're hoping for a lot of mistakes to come through from Sunni, from which LGD could capitalize.
It's going to be Sunni grabbing themselves the Rift Herald. They've already got 2 tier 1s. There's only the mid lane remaining, but LGD will answer in the bottom side here. This is just going to be a trade of tier 1.
Sorry, I'm laughing. SofM has finished his jungle item and a Liandry's Torment, as his mid and bot lane have just finished their first
Just look at the left of your screen, right? SofM, 2,500 gold up just in his matchup alone.
He's the most gold in the game!
16 minutes. That is just bonkers. And now he wants to extend that a little bit. Moves towards this bottom side. Xiye caught by the Swill Seed, but he won't commit. As Huanfeng engaged upon by Langx, but he won't commit either. Everyone just backing away.
It is just Sunni suffocating out LGD, though. Moving into the jungle, getting this vision control down. They have been here as well, just for a little bit. SwordArt doesn't quite get the knock up onto Peanut after that lilting lullaby hits.
I think he got like a tiny bit of the knock up, the very edge of it. I'm not sure. Either way, doesn't matter.
No, not at all. They get away.
I'm getting a little specific here.
Look, I mean, what else are you going to do? This isn't a game that is exactly the most breathtaking of League of Legends. And I feel sorry for you after that 5-game series yesterday.
Like,
now
don't feel sorry for me, Dagda. Feel sorry for LGD fans. This season has been so damn promising for this team. Peanuts looked amazing. Xiye stepping up. Kramer, all of his inconsistencies seemed to be behind him. But now we get to the regional finals. We get to the point where it truly matters. And this team that annihilated IG, it doesn't even feel like I'm watching the same team.
And it really does come back towards a lot of different things. But the main one for me is the draft. Like, all 3 games, Sunni have just completely outdrafted LGD. Again, here in this game, you've got this Lucian pick that came in against that first pick, Zoe. They go with the Lillia as well, that supports that AP damage you need. Peanut, not able to invade because of the losing lanes. It feels like LGD keep putting themselves into this rut that they need so much more to climb out.
Angel's going to be in the mid lane as he clears that one up with SwordArt, because Dragon's coming up in 15 seconds. And let's be honest, we're at a point in the game here where I don't think LGD can realistically contest this one. They still need a long old time before they're scaled up to a point where they can just fully teamfight. I say that though, they look like they're moving in.
I mean, they've got to try and do something, right? It feels like a little bit of a Hail Mary play, but Sunni already have this Dragon down. LGD looking to trade it for mid lane turret damage, but they can't even get the wave in pushed fast enough.
Now Sunni moving over. SwordArt is ready to step forwards and force a play. In goes SofM with a flash forwards. They're just going to get onto Mark for now. Turns himself golden and will flash on towards Bin instead. Bin dashes out of the play himself and pulling across the teams as well. Both teams just staying at arm's length here. SwordArt does take a trouble bubble, but realistically, it's no trouble for him. Now they go in onto Kramer, taken down immediately as SofM. He's got the dots and he's dancing around the play. Langx will be taken out with a Swill Seed. And oh dear, LGD, it's all falling apart.
Splash damage is just as deadly as any other as they manage to get the kill there for SofM. Dragon goes their way, towers are going their way, and in 19 minutes, they may just crack the base.
They might just get an in-hit for themselves here as SofM showing us why this Lillia is a priority pick, what this Lillia can do in the right hands. The in-hit tower will fall, but Sunni going to respect the respawn timers that are coming through from the side of LGD.
I mean, Peanut lost half his health and try to, like, shoo them out the door. It says what state Peanut's in, level 10 to the level 12 of SofM. I mean, he's nearly at the same level as the supports in this case, but great job from SofM here, kicking things off with that flash in to get the lilting lullaby. But again, these Swirl Seeds devastating in the right hands, and SofM has been just running a perfect game so far.
And Kramer, unfortunately, getting caught out on that one, gets taken down right at the start. He was the one guy that was doing well on the side of LGD now loses his bounty. That's given over to the side of Suning. And SofM grabbing a couple more kills for himself. All of the carries on the side of Suning feeling so damn strong. We still got 3 minutes until that next Infernal Drake, but we do have Baron on the map. And with this kind of lead, I feel like Suning can toy with the idea of just blasting.
And the pick potential on Suning is so strong as well. We just saw with the Huanfeng SofM combo, but if you try and approach this objective as LGD, you have to be very careful of running into this massive amount of CC on the Suning 9.
One thing I do want to mention here, I got out of time. We've got a team fight on our hands. SwordArt had to take the brunt of the damage for his team, and we'll just walk away with his life. I'm not one to often bring up itemization here, Dagda. It's not really my field of expertise, but I feel like when SofM is 5-1-3, he's the biggest threat on the side of Suning. Maybe as Langx, you should build a little bit of MO.
Well, the thing is that you actually do so much true damage as Lillia that it doesn't matter a huge amount, but here we go.
Been in a 1v1 with Lucian, but that Ornn combo is real scary. Bit of healing comes on through. Xiye misses everything though, and Bin gonna get himself into the brush. He might turn this one around, gets the stun down, can't quite finish him, but he's keeping himself alive. There's the Dawn Shadow, it takes everyone, and Raid Boss Bin is down.
It does take Kramer though once again, like, come on guys, let's get something going here. Kramer 4-2-0, but I don't think there's anything chill about this guy right now because he's trying to hard carry this game as Suning with an answer for this bot lane play.
Kramer is doing his damnedest, but this is going to be a tier 2 going down in favor of Suning on the top side of the map. And you're happy to trade your top laner for a tier 2 tower. The Colonel, he had turned the graph up for a second there, but it goes right back down the way of Suning.
And I mean, 30% is very generous for LGD right now, because honestly, that graph would be right the way down if I had control of this game. Suning are so far in the lead. Infinity Edge Essence Reaver completed for Angel. You've got that rapid fire now completed for Huanfeng, making it so much easier for Suning to begin these engages. It just feels like you don't have an answer on the LGD side.
And I just want to reiterate what is on the line. For anyone that's just tuned in, this is a game to qualify for Worlds. This is a best of 5 that Suning are on the cusp of winning. And when you look across their roster, 4 of the players on Suning have never made it to Worlds before. Maybe don't have time to talk about that though, because Langx has been slowed down and rooted up. Xiye throws the trouble bubble, but he won't quite connect. And when we look across the lineup for Suning, Peanut now going to be put to sleep. Uses his Lamb's Respite to keep himself safe. There's a root coming through as well. And the engage comes on in. Lamb's Respite already on cooldown as Langx tries to tank for his team, but he just ain't tanky enough. Falls to the damage, and now the curtain call. It's like fish in a barrel here. Mark going to be stunned up by the concussive blows, and Huanfeng happy to take credit for the kill. Over the wall goes SofM. He's going to watch out Eep his way to safety.
And Suning are going to go towards Baron. Great pick off from Suning. LGD trying to get something back.
Oh, SwordArt,
I'll tank it for you. I got this.
Get down, Mr. President. SwordArt gets in the way.
Shooting at me.
Xiye's going for this one. He's onto Angel, trying to force a play, but SwordArt just completely deters everything. Hops over the wall. Everyone gets out scot-free.
Suning now over towards this Baron. Maybe Xiye can get some poke damage off, but I'd be very surprised if he could even make a difference here.
He's going to throw a bubble in. It's onto SofM. Definitely the target he wanted, but he can't quite follow up onto the bubble. Scryer's Bloom into the pit. This Baron is going to go down. The question is, can LGD find anything off the back of the play? Bubble onto Huanfeng. This is the opportunity, but cleansed away. Peanut can't find his way over the wall just yet. SofM waiting in the wings, but the recalls are going to come on through. LGD will have to settle for this dragon.
Suning, though, may still look to try and contest the bowling ball.
Well, it's swirling, that's for sure. I don't know if that's going to achieve much. He's just going to push the wave on the top side here. SofM is not resetting.
No, he's going to try and shove in, just make this wave into a bit of an awkward position. He knows Dragon is gone, so might as well take up a little bit more farm for himself since he's just matched Huanfeng. Just needs to make sure he surpasses him, you know?
And now is my chance, Dagda. This is the moment, right? We've got 5 Worlds attendees in this game. 4 of them are on LGD. They'd love to make it back to that tournament, but Suning are on the cusp of denying them. SwordArt, however, he is a veteran of the World Championship. He went in 2013, 15, 16, 17, 18. He missed 19, and he wants to go back in 2020, Dagda.
But what an incredible story for Suning, who 2017 this organization was created, and now they're looking at their first Worlds.
Suning moving in, but they're stunned up. This is a great combo out of LGD, and maybe their opportunity. SofM flashes away from the knockup, but followed up on, and will go down. Finds one for himself onto Xiye before he drops. But Bin never found a way into the play.
Nicely done from LGD. Quick kills coming through. Xiye giving his life for the cause. He has got that Rabadon's death cap completed, so he's going to be hurting quite a bit. But great engage here from Langx, and this is why the Ornn is often banned against Langx. He is really good at finding these engages that matter. It just, you need so many more of these to try and make this work.
Yeah, I mean, look, they got themselves some kills here. They did find themselves an advantage, but I don't want to get too excited too quick. Because LGD, they got to do that like another 3 times before they're going to be able to even things up in the game. Baron already went down. We got another Infernal Drake coming up 3.5 minutes. The one big silver lining, though, for LGD is, let's remember, this is a late game composition that they're running. We are heading towards the late game. We're at 25 minutes in this one. But importantly, there is no Elder Dragon coming anytime soon because LGD got those 2 Drakes earlier on in the game. They're going to slow down the super late game win conditions from Suning.
And the Baron didn't really net anything for Suning. It's about to wear off, but because of that nice engage from Langx, maybe gets an outer turret for their cause, but SwordArt is snuck in behind here.
Bin's trying to, oh, he's just going to flash into the play. Dawn Shadow across the squad. And that stopwatch is going to work wonders here. Tower's still going. Has been tanking this one up. Just about gets out, but shut down in the end by Peanut. Now knock up across the team. The SwordArt is trying to get his team out of there. Sacrifices himself, but maybe they don't get away anyway. SofM pretty low. It's a nice paddle start from Xiye, but it's not enough to finish a kill.
Suning were 3v5. They didn't have SofM. They didn't have Angel, who was pushing mid as well. Way too over-aggressive, and I mean, we're talking about 3 more times.
I'm getting a little bit nervous here, Dagda. Maybe LGD have it.
Yeah, and look, I mean, you can see Angel isn't in a position. SofM is still trying to get up towards this play. Way too far of an overcommittal there from Suning, and they get punished accordingly. And nice job from LGD to find that advantage.
Angel just can't do anything over the wall. Didn't find a way into the play, and Bin just gets locked up. Have to say, Mark played that beautifully. Locking Bin up underneath the tower, making sure the Renekton couldn't do much in the middle of the team. And so I have to ask you, since we are getting to a point where it feels like maybe Suning might throw this game away, what is the win condition now for LGD? How do they get themselves back onto the map without it just being Suning stepping too far in?
Well, they can keep making picks like this, Solo.
Damage onto SwordArt, but with the Unbreakable, it's going to be relatively safe on the Braum. Now Curtain Call to answer this one. Lunching, happy to tank it up alongside Mark here on the front line. Realistically, Huanfeng's not going to be able to get much done with the full shot. It's on to Kramer, but, you know, he heals it up.
Kramer is pretty large, though. I mean, he has that Molten Edge, and I know there's, like, diminishing returns from the crit damage that you do get on towards the Senna, but still, he is so damn big at this stage with that Molten Edge upgrade that he may just be enough to carry these team fights if LGD can find them. A minute towards this Infernal. If LGD actually manage to get a couple more of these dragons for themselves, they get the soul, everything flips on its head.
Yeah, that would certainly turn it around. However, that's a long old way off. We're good, like, what, 5 and 10 minutes away from
But I mean, if they get this
an
for
Elder
5
Drake
minutes...
coming up.
No, I mean the Infernal Soul. I mean, we're potentially 5 minutes away from an LGD Infernal Soul.
That's true. If they can get the Infernal Soul, especially with the late game prowess that their composition already offers, like, LGD are in a great spot, and wow, what a momentum turn that would be in this series.
They need to contest, though. They're actually backing way too late to try and contest this. Langx does have TP in the top lane, but he'd need to have already started moving over towards this. It looks like LGD are going to have to forego it.
Well, look, it's just a 5-head play, Dagda. They're like, look, we've got to let them have this Infernal Drake so that we can then get the next 2 Infernal Drakes, keep that Elder Dragon even further away in the future. No?
I'm not as
Maybe
convinced
just
as
losing
you are,
control of the
yeah.
map? No? Okay, well, I'm trying to give him some credit here. I feel like I've been pretty harsh on LGD in this series, but also I feel like they've kind of deserved it. Yeah, like this has been a pretty disastrous performance from LGD. They have got a couple of fights recently, and I'm hoping that they will be able to find something more across this game. Mark is alone on this portion of the map, though, and he does need to be a little bit careful. Suning are all flying over towards this Baron.
This is LGD trying to see if they can make a pick. Mark hoping to catch someone, getting vision for this Baron as it spawned after that dragon was going to be taken by Suning, but Suning not falling prey to it, instead backing together, moving in to get vision together, and it's smart. Suning just not giving the opportunity for these picks to happen, and when you're grouped, it's Suning who are in a much more comfortable position.
You look at the SofM build as well. None of the defensive stuff that we sometimes see. None of this dead man's plate nonsense. He's gone voice stack. He's got himself a needlessly large rod. He's got himself an engage. SwordArt knocked up rooted as well. But he's all right on this one. Gets out of the play. SofM now being chased down, and Peanut is in late game territory on the kindred. AD carry wins.
Actually just managing to beat out SofM. As we said, Lillia not so great in duels, although at this stage I assumed SofM would be able to beat him out, but not getting that sleep, not getting that watch out Eep, and LGD turning towards Baron.
Well, SofM is down. There's no smite on the side of Suning. Let's bear in mind, there's no spell books here. This has to be a miracle team fight now, and Suning somehow on the back foot. SwordArt couldn't get his Unbreakable up in time, and it means that he takes half of his health already. Angel off to the top side here. SwordArt ignited. Curtain call across the team. Mark tries to deny it, but in the meantime, Peanut forced into the Lamb's Respite. Angel goes down to the Dawn in Shadow. Kramer, as Peanut tries to get chased down, but it's Bin that's shut out of the play instead. LGD are turning this whole game on its head.
LGD are starting to come back, even in the top side. Mark,
Supportal combat! SwordArt is surely going to go down. The Ignite's not enough. He gets out.
But still, Baron goes the way of LGD. This was the fight. LGD have found pick after pick, Suning throwing away this game, and Baron is now in their hands.
Let's see what on earth happened here, because SofM getting absolutely annihilated by Peanut. He just didn't even get to fight.
No, wasn't even close. Even having that ultimate, couldn't apply it fast enough. Kill goes over the way of Peanut. Now Suning, they have Baron. They have exact amount of time on this Baron buff for when this Infernal Dragon spawns, so maybe the 5-head play is coming true.
You know what? In the name of my prediction, I believe in you, LGD. This is meant to be a 3-1 to Suning, so maybe we need this miracle comeback.
Prediction gods are kind today.
LGD fans everywhere as well are praying that this can continue. LGD would need a reverse sweep to win the series, but this would be the first stepping stone on that path. SofM trying to clear the jungle, just about gets away on that blast cone as well. And now Suning have to defend in the mid lane, obviously against a Baroned up team here. Xiye getting poked over the wall. Once again, we see SwordArt committed onto knock-up onto Huanfeng underneath the tower. Gets out with his life, though, as the whole team is surviving. Bin gets out as well. Lamb's Respite to keep everyone alive on the side of LGD. Through onto Mark. Can they follow up? Curtain call now off the back of the play. Eclipse is falling off of Mark, and he's sniped out by Huanfeng. Peanut's the next target. No Lamb's Respite, and Suning win a fight.
Xiye gets spotted out on the side as well. He's not able to go in with the paddle star. Suning, they get the 2 kills, and now they can look to push down mid.
The Lions are back on the play, and Xiye desperate just to get a recall off. Down the mid lane they go. There is no inhibitor tower here. The question is, how much can they find for themselves? 20 seconds on Mark, 30 seconds on Peanut.
Peanut is not going to be up for quite a while. Kramer needs to be careful. A stun could end the game here for LGD.
Get themselves the inhibitor, and they're going to back away. They have those 2 Infernal Drakes for themselves already. They're on Soul Point, and that final dragon will come up for them in 55 seconds.
Now they need to back, though. They need to get these health bars and spend that gold that they've just picked up. In particular, SwordArt, not sitting with any vision left in the inventory, needs to make sure they have control of the river. But we'll see here, LGD, they go way too far forward, and Bin making the big play, flashing forward onto Xiye, forcing that early Ram's Respite. And once that's down, Huanfeng opens up, picks onto Mark, sets up the slow on towards Peanut, and from there, Suning can collapse.
Scumbag Peanut there dashes out of the way of the shot, and Mark ends up going down. And then Peanut goes down anyway. But LGD here, setting up for a pick, trying to find something before this dragon happens. Angel could be the target, but he's going to be all right, plays it safe.
Trying to see if you could get that rapid fire proc from Kramer with the Glacial Augment, but not able to do so. Xiye misses onto SwordArt.
This is the fight for LGD that they have to find for themselves. They cannot allow Suning to get an Infernal Soul. That would be the end of their hopes of making it to the World Championship here today. They'd still have the lower bracket, but honestly, they don't want that. They want to go home today with a world's ticket. SwordArt could be their ticket there as he takes a huge chunk of damage. Survives for now, but Unbreakable on cooldown could be the go button for Langx. Another trouble bubble onto this Braum, but will be able to keep himself safe here. Culling onto the team. Langx forced away. And LGD, they're just losing a poke war right now. Kurt call across the team. There's a knock-up as Langx will take the fourth shot. Just about survives, but Mark now on the front line with the stone plate. Desperate to protect his team. Walks away, but it doesn't matter because the Drake is all Suning wanted.
LGD were caught between a rock and a hard place. Mid lane needs to be held together while Dragon is the core to call, but Suning with the poke from Angel and Huanfeng are able to get the damage down, force LGD back. An Infernal Soul goes to Suning.
And I just don't understand how it's Suning that are winning a long-range poke battle against Xiye's Zoe that's coming out that has looked so damn good across the course of this series, but LGD just corralled away and forced off of the play.
But they're doing a great job on Suning's side to dodge away from everything in LGD. Langx misses with the Call of the Forge God. Xiye needs that ultimate to allow him breathing room to go in aggressive with the likes of this Paddle Star. Because if he gets caught by like SofM into the Sleepy, or into, well, the Lil Team Lullaby, I want to say Sleepy Trouble Bubble, but Lil Team Lullaby for SofM, but then they're in trouble because you've got so much follow-up that comes through from Suning so quickly.
Swirl Seed's just going to be blasted out on cooldown at this point as SofM is almost on full build. Same can be said though with Kramer in that bottom lane. But I have to say, even if Kramer hits full build, I'm still favoring the damage that you'll see out of Huanfeng when he finds some fourth shots at this point. He's got a couple of BF swords, he's got a whole bunch of crit chance. That fourth shot is going to annihilate Xiye or Kramer. Even Pino.
And the ability for Angel to churn out so much damage is here as well. Already has that Mortal Reminder. He's going to rip through Langx's armor. And at least on the same side, if he gets on towards Kramer or Xiye, if he does find access to his backline, like he will one-shot any of these cards.
SofM going to speedily clear through this jungle at this point. He has so much damage to work with unless the Gromp resets. But hey, he's all right. Gets the old shillelagh around and finishes it off. Now Baron spawning in 25 seconds. And Suning, after how dicey this game got, I think deciding we're just going to play this one safe. This Infernal Soul ain't going anywhere. Let's get the Baron first.
You need to be so careful as Angel, though. He actually might get caught out. You can see there for a second SwordArt figuring out where LGD were before Angel went that bit too far. But now Suning, two pushing lanes on this top and bottom.
LGD, they have to answer this bottom lane somehow because Bin putting so much pressure down. Has the TP available if he needs to move up to the top side to answer any kind of Baron play. Suning, they can play this map all day long if they want to. They have this Infernal Soul. Anytime the LGD contests them, the damage will be there from Suning to turn a play. They're on to the Baron, though.
Great ward coming in from LGD, though.
Pino's been found. He's going to be knocked straight out of the fight here. Half of his health gone already. Kramer knocked up, but there's no follow-up from the rest of Suning. LGD stay grouped together.
Unless Suning can follow up on this poke, though, Kramer can just heal it back. So Suning need to get aggressive when this poke is landed.
But Suning are quite happy to just hold them at bay because right now Bin is in that bottom side. He's split pushing on this Renekton and he's looking for another in.
And with so many places for Bin to TP to, LGD can't contest. So this dance around Baron can keep going from Suning.
Gonna push in on this top side. Bin doesn't get any actual damage down on that turret, but once again, Suning returned to this Baron. Half of his health gone already.
No TP on Langx either, so this is just a man advantage for Suning. That's why Langx is chasing Bin through the jungle on the bottom side.
I feel like Bin should just commit onto Langx at that point. Maybe just go for the 1v1. I don't know how that goes, honestly, at this point in the game. Ornn's definitely going to be a bit tanky, and he has a whole bunch of armor to work with.
Yeah, I think that goes Langx's way at this stage. Level 18 to the level 16 and all that extra armor, but...
Root onto Mark here, but Suning not willing to... Oh, yes, they are willing to follow up. Mark is not tanky enough when Huanfeng is blasting out those crits. Bin on the front line, tanking for his squad as Peanut tries to get some damage down. Here we go with the engage, but SwordArt blocks the knockup from the rest of his team. Langx trying to be the tank that his team needs, but here we go, the sniper once more. Huanfeng missing absolutely everything, and the last shot hits Langx eventually.
Still though, LGD taken so low. Now Suning turned back towards this Baron, and Angel with fantastic positioning in that fight, able to zone back Xiye once again, making LGD run for the hills.
LGD are not answering anywhere near quick enough here. 5,000 on the Baron. This is just going to be burst down. Peanut can't get in. The Baron now taken, and Suning want to fight as well. Knockup goes wide though. SwordArt doesn't find the engage he was looking for. Huanfeng bubbled, but realistically, there's no way in there. What is that? Onto Mark. Solar Flare not enough, but down goes the support on either side of the board. Angel would love a way in. Pulling. Doesn't quite connect onto the targets, though, because Peanut keeps everyone at bay. Huanfeng stepping forward, waiting for that rapid fire cannon. Swirl seed in. Another Dark Harvest stack onto this Lillia. Huanfeng has just annihilated Kramer. Down goes Xiye. Down goes LGD, and never before have the Lions made it to the world stage, but the pride is stronger than the player. For the first time ever, Suning punched their ticket to the World Championship, padding their KDAs as they take a 3-0 victory.
So well deserved from Suning, finding a 3-0 victory against LGD. For the first time, we will see so many of these players make it to the